Welcome to Below the 49th, the perspective on my neighbor to the south below the 49th. I'm Michael A. Charbon. A special welcome to our new listeners on Google, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. Welcome. Today's title, an administration's report card. It was to be the redirection, of course, from America First to Build Back Better. So here's my report card on the current American administration. Let's start globally with, the big picture. Afghanistan, well, that was an unconditional failure and a catastrophic blunder. An embarrassment and an insult to some 3,000 casualties, 20,000 wounded over 20 years with $1 trillion in taxpayer dollars. Many allies called into question the administration's credibility as the generals in the hearings literally threw the commander-in-chief under the Humvee, live on TV. I mean, really. The ill-planned retreat left some $85 billion in armaments, guns, and bullets, supplying a radical Islamist Taliban to become the most equipped terrorist organization on the globe. Geopolitically, the hits just keep on coming. China is building up its military strength in the South China Sea, eyeing Taiwan as a shining pearl that it just may take by force. France is pissed and recalled its ambassador over a nuclear submarine deal that was not handled properly. Iran continues to build a nuclear bomb with clear intentions of using it on its enemy Israel. While back in America, progressive radical representatives in the House questioned the funding of the Iron Dome missile system. The system that protects Israel from indiscriminate Palestinian missiles launched from Gaza. In the end, the House passed Iron Dome, thankfully. But by putting that trust into question, it's asinine. So for geopolitics, military performance, and the global confidence, the administration gets a big F. Let's talk economy. House prices and car prices are up. Job growth is down. Wall Street saw its worst month this year as gas prices are up $1 all over the place. Shortages in the supply chain, as the economy is slowing down and driving inflation. Progressives in the Blue Party position new spending bills as a once-in-a-generational opportunity to invest. Well, a $6 trillion pandemic bill, a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, and a $3.5 trillion for the reconciliation bill, plus possible other trillions, is not necessarily an investment. For context, in 2019, the federal budget was over $4 trillion. That's $4 trillion. America's GDP in 2019 was $21.4 trillion. Currently, the national debt is $28.8 trillion. Doesn't take good math to figure out. Better get the progressive magic wand and hope that the debt balloon won't go over 100% of U.S. GDP. The massive debt is the responsibility of all administrations, past and present. But like that kitchen table end of the month bill discussion that you have with your wife, never is it heard, let's just borrow and spend more, honey, and hey, don't forget to water the money tree. Many feel elements of the bill fuels a social welfare state and a big government. Do you think? But all this won't cost you anything, remember? Because it's all paid for. Hocus pocus. They're going to tax the rich, they're going to cripple corporate America with high tax rates, but like Houdini, magically, poof, it's all paid for, right? But Americans can rest assured that the government wants to help. Yep, they're going to help. They're going to spend $80 billion to hire 120,000 new IRS inspectors to monitor anything more than $600 in and out of your personal bank account. Thank goodness. There's some good parts, though, in the bill, and I mean this sincerely. Much-needed infrastructure, bridges, highways, airports, and water, free pre-kindergarten and free community college, and a child tax credit. That's all good. It's valid. But those are few and far between. As consumers buy more green electric cars, the market drives change, not government. That's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it? The Green New Deal goes way beyond in many examples, but here's one. The methane tax for producers of methane. That's bovine poop and pork producers. Just what those industries need right now. So meat prices go up as restaurants are trying to survive, while the gas to get the meat to process and then to market, it also goes up. Then there are things like the cutting 60% of the new drug research and development. That's smart. This, while pundits say Medicare is literally several years from insolvency. Insolvency. Yeah, so just asking for a friend, of course. Is it prudent to propose free dental, free vision, and free hearing care? Imagine the big government machine needed to paper just that little chestnut. Add in the 2 million illegals and the existing estimated 30 million living in the shadows who will line up and take advantage of those free social medical benefits while going to college all for free. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? It's a fact of embarrassment that America does not have a comprehensive public health care system like other modern countries. Well, people, employees and unions negotiated for private health care, and they don't want to give it up, as America Pharma and the healthcare behemoth are reticent to change the medical money train. So, the economy and its report card, it's a D. So, let's move on to immigration. There's a good one. Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas stated that the border is secure. That's a blatant, inaccurate statement. Fact is, 220,000 illegals entered just last month, a 20-year high, as its estimated year-end totals are going to be 2 million illegals, who, by the way, were injected into inner-city America. The Del Rio, Texas-bred Haitians, that some estimated total some 30,000, is not evidence of a secure border. It's a crisis. When Texas ranchers, CBP, DHS, and border governors say they are overwhelmed, as Texas Governor Greg Abbott actually engaged state police to protect his state border, the border's not secure. These illegals are not just Mexicans from, the northern triangle of Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. No, data reveals they're from Gambia, Africa, India, Sudan, Ethiopia, Peru, and even Brazil. Governmental officials from Panama, ready for this, say that there's a caravan, there's that bad word, of an estimated 60,000 assembling to make the trek to America and illegally proceed. Hello! This administration continues to fly and bus illegals to what is described as alternative processing points. Yeah, which is gobbledygook for inner cities away from the eyes of the border, as non-governmental agencies give them a simple supplies, a note that says, please contact your government in a year, and okay, see you later, fend for yourself. Ironic, as the administration demands vaccine mandates for public service and essential workers, while undocumented illegals' entries that are flown across the country are not each mandate tested. Ready for this? Medical officials state that 20% are COVID positive, in addition to diseases not generally seen in modern America. Yeah, chickenpox, mumps, influenza, measles, and smallpox. Right. Some outbreaks resulted in the quarantine of CBP and DHS officials. Hey, but Michigan squad member Rashid Tlaib, she had a brilliant point. She thinks that ICE, CBP, and the Department of Homeland Security should be defunded, along with immigration agencies, because they terrorize migrants. I just got to swallow here, goodness. Needless to say, the report card on the border is a huge F. But what about general society and, race relations in the country? Well, the Defund Police Initiative has resulted in great crime statistics that are higher than ever. Many inner cities are the most unsafe in decades as black-on-black murders surge. Mix in the critical race theory controversy, daylight images of thieves stealing shelves worth of goods, and race relations are in dire straits. Then add some goodies like stack the Supreme Court, kill the filibuster, voter ID, and blanket amnesty for good measure. And you have a further divide of society on hard racial lines. The administration has an overall approval rating of about 33% and plummeting, a failing grade at any school. The administration, basically kids, is going down in flames. Many, including myself, are very concerned for you, America. We're concerned for your future, your welfare, your security, and the function of your union. Finally, please click and share, and if you do so, kindly subscribe. For those listening to the audio version, remember to subscribe on Spotify and Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you leave a comment, I try to answer everyone. I thank you for those considerations, and until next time, God bless and stay safe. I'm Michael A. Charbon for Below the 49th.